Rugby Wrap-Up brought to you in part by Sheehy Auto Stores. It's easy at Sheehy. The Pig and Whistle, the world's best rugby pump. And Lean and Limber, stretching your way to a healthier lifestyle. And we are back in a big way with Timothy Scott O'Brien, the head coach of perennial rugby powerhouse at St. Mary's out of Moraga, California, which is just over the Bay Bridge, east of San Francisco, and just east of Cal Berkeley. Is that right, Coach?
11 miles east of Berkeley.
Not that you know it, right?
No, just no, not really.
All right, so Coach Tim, for the folks at home that may not know, I just want to go through some of your bullet points on your bio, and I know I'm going to come up short, so I apologize in advance, but you are the rarest of rare. You actually played before college, and your dad played, right?
He did. Yep.
So you and your brothers are even rarer in that you were a generational family in rugby in the United States.
I never looked at it like that. I guess you could say that. There's a lot of kids around, I think, the same type of boat. You know, Johnny Veely in Oklahoma, pretty much the same. His dad played some rugby with my dad, and used to tell me the story that my dad would show up. My mom dislikes rugby greatly. Would show up at their rugby practice with his kit, his training kit in his briefcase. So he'd show up in his suit, training briefcase open, no papers, just rugby gear. Training, put it in, bam. He probably didn't work too hard at practice if he could come home and wasn't all too wet and smelly. But
unbelievable. And then you went to Cal, which is ironically now your arch rival.
Rugby is my arch rival. I won't ever say it's Cal's, because you're always looking to be great. But, just trying to slay all them, I would call them the Goliaths of college rugby is what I'm after, what we are after.
Fair and diplomatic answer.
There you go. Pretty small school. I think full student body right now is, I heard the other day, 2,200. So we've pretty much downsized through COVID.
2,200?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Down from about 3,000. So like many schools, that kind of squeezes on a touch, financially.
All right. So let me continue. So you played some serious rugby. You got to play in New Zealand. You earned caps with Team USA. You even got to play with your brother Chris for the Eagles. And Chris, who despite being an insufferable 49ers and Giants fan, is the coach at Cal Poly. But I got my first question for you. Was the pasting of your brother's Cal Poly team this weekend payback for him not passing the ball to you when you were Eagles together?
We didn't pace them. We just outscored them.
What is your definition of a pasting?
I would probably be because complete starvation of ball.
All right.
And another team bickering and fighting with each other.
So there is no.
So I don't look at it quite like that. We need them to become great. We need teams to become great. I'll do anything I can here, pretty much, to help out. Cal Poly. But to go back,
brother, your playbook.
Yeah, we're pretty much an open book. We're pretty easy to figure out.
All right, so I got a couple of the guys here that help with the college rugby wrap-up, Zach Lanning, Colby Marshall, and Josh Resio. And Zach wants to know, are there any programs out there right now that you think are close to making the leap to a tier one or an elite kind of level that you guys are at to compete a little bit against you guys?
Which programs? Hey man, I don't follow all the colleges deeply around the country. I don't know. In our conference now, all of a sudden, you've got Neil Footy at UC Santa Barbara and Chris is at Cal Poly. It could make significant, impacts. Sean O'Leary is at Grand Canyon. Big resume. He could be making a significant impact. I think everybody's working hard, man, to chase Cal. I mean, you're just chasing Cal in life. Everyone's I just think they're bringing in good coaches, and you get some wins. It's great deodorant, right, to it. It's kind of stinking up alumni funding, what have you, previously. And I think, a lot of us are going in pretty good places. I'm just trying to stay with St. Mary's. We just want to be consistent.
And how do you maintain that consistency when there is such a dearth of teams that are at your level? I mean, you could rattle off on one hand, right? The teams that would You got Cal, you got you guys. The elite teams are there aren't that many.
Yeah, it seems like that.
It's like this. It's kind of a stark reality that you seem reluctant to embrace, Coach.
It seems like that. Yeah, listen, I love a lot of the guys that are coaching are fantastic, and they're doing their best based on the resources they have. A lot of times we don't have the buy-in from the schools, even though we might have the greatest guys, really well-intentioned, very professional in their approach, even if they're not paid, what have you, they don't care. I mean, look at what happened in COVID. You know, all of a sudden you start helping out men's rugby, then you're helping out somebody else, and, you know, it's doomsday, right? So they don't want to make that leap. They don't understand that it's, you know, this is an Olympic sport. We should be getting, you know, some type of Olympic funding. We should be having major developmental money from USA. You know, you just get crickets out of from them. So, you know, it's tough, man. But I think we have a lot of really good guys that are pushing hard with on the sport. So
it's passion right now, and it's kind of unfortunate that it's not backed up by some more resources. I was stunned to find out that you actually have a full-time job.
Yeah,
right.
I do. But, you know, I love rugby. I love the guys. I love the task, you know, the kind of where we want to go and how we want to get there, who we're going to do it with type of stuff. And, you know, we, during the season, I mean, we won't be shy about it. You know, it's a 6-day-a-week program. For what, you know, just with our days together. I think the days together become pretty valuable. I don't have time to waste time, right? So if I'm working all the time and I like to exercise and whatever, I don't have time to waste. So, you know, every minute counts, every second, every minute counts when we're together in the program. And the kids, the guys that I get to deal with understand that. And that's with all the coaches, with Andrew Cook and Mark Bass. You know, we don't have time to waste.
All right. So you had a waste of time, so to speak, because of COVID last year. It kind of wiped out everything for these students, particularly, and the players, and lost time there, right? How has that impacted you guys coming forward now?
We had 247 hours together last year, one way or the other. You know, we found a way to get it done in different ways, shape, or form. We had no COVID touch our team until the week after we played Cal. And then, you know, a couple of the fellas let the enemy come over the gates, and we got shut down a touch. I think we had like eight or 9 cases of COVID, but then, you know, realigned and forward we go. So we did everything we possibly could to be the best we could be all the time, you know. A lot of winner loser drills, you know, pieces of play, whatever. And I don't know, we just did everything we could.
Hey, we got to hold it there for a second and take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Looking for your next vehicle? With Sheehy's Easy Search, choose from over 3,000 new and used vehicles. Shop, trade, or buy online or in store. We make it easy with our award-winning service.
It's easy at Sheehy. Sheehy.com.
Been blind since I was 4. And I've never seen a beer commercial or a beer label. None of that stuff influences me. I drink beer because of the taste. And my beer's Pabst Blue Ribbon. It has the taste and the flavor.
What do you think's on the label?
I think there's a naked woman riding on a unicorn, jumping over fire. Oh, that's good beer.
And we are back. All right, so I know you got to be sick of answering questions about Cal, so let's ask you about Cal some more. I think your last playoff game was that last second or last couple of minutes of the game loss against Cal, right? I mean,
that is correct.
So how do you think you guys are positioned to go back to
Well,
that?
I would say on that piece of play for, you know, coaches and what have you, Cal wins the kickoff, right? They're in attack. There's a knock on. We recover the ball. We move right, and we kick the ball, put it back in play. So a right-footed kicker hooks it to the middle of the field, right? Cal plays A, B, C, D, make a move to the right-hand side, you know, miss tackle, score, game over. That ends up being a major coaching flaw If you think about it, right? It's not, why did he kick it? Why didn't you do this? That's just not fully getting into the laws. And if we're in this situation, what happens? What do you do? That's a complete coaching, my error. You need to come after the Cal team, who is bigger, stronger, faster than anybody around, with the mindset that it's kind of your last day on the planet Earth to play rugby, right? This is what you get, right? You just get a face full of greatness, and you want to take them down. And I think it's just like a lot of things we do, it's in your mindset. So there's nothing fancy that most teams need to do to pull up a win. But, we've been lucky enough to win a couple games against Cal, and kind of come in with the same us against the world mentality this year,
All right, so you the nature of the beast with college is you got turnover with your roster because kids graduate. Who are your leaders this year, and who are the young guys that we should look out for?
Yeah, man, that's crushing. That turnover. I didn't realize until we were playing Life this year the extent of the guys that we lost. Miles McCormick was playing for us, and he left and went to go to San Diego State to play football. And guys that Ronan Murphy, our captain, all of our 3 captains last year are gone now, playing big boy rugby. But for this year, we had Joe Marchant as our captain. He plays tight head. Any loose head wants to come up and fight it out with Joe, put your hand up and let me know, and we'll come out, because he is legit. He doesn't like to speak, so it's like a perfect caveman type. I'm coming to play ball, and he just wants to come and play ball. So, well,
you mentioned some of the guys going and playing for the big boys. You got an imprint on the MLR now. You kind of like almost a minor league affiliate, if you will, for Major League Rugby, because there is no minor leagues for this league yet. So they are looking at colleges when they're not looking overseas or at the Eagles. And the first round saw one of your stars, Tavite Lopete, go up to the Seawolves in Seattle.
He loves the game. He's super enthusiastic about the game, very passionate about it, and very respectful for the game, and he just lives it. He's one of those guys that's every day he's trying to get a little teeny bit better. Sounds cliche-ish, but that's just kind of who he is.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lopete opened eyes up a little bit on him during the All Blacks match, where they lost. You lost by 100 points, but you can actually say he had a good game. So that was kind of the one positive to take out of that, other than Nate Augsburg getting a try.
Some of those teammates should have looked around and pulled a little bit of Pite's juice into their being, right, to be competitors and be competitive, right? When you talk about leave it all on the field, he's one of those guys that just wants to let it all hang out and leave it on the field. And, again, I'm sitting on a sofa watching the ball game, so I don't want to be super judgmental, but they need a little bit more passion. There's something in the passion department missing that the coaches can't instill in players. So,
all right, we're running out of time, and I know you got to get back to your day job, because you do have a day job. But would you guys consider ever playing 15s in the fall and 7s in the spring?
Yeah, of course there's a chance. If the governing body came forward and said, this is the date, this is the location, find a way to get there, conference commissioners put it together, what have you, and there's a pathway, yes, we would be there for sure. But I don't think it would ever take away from our responsibility to be developing high-profile rugby athletes, right?
Because you like to develop the players in the fall for the spring.
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay, and so this is not something that you're in favor of, but you would do it if it was a mandate.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, fair enough.
Leadership, guidance, direction, development.
That's another acronym, right?
Is there anybody up there at USA Rugby? You hear that?
Well, that brings up my final question for you, Tim, because we do have multiple college championships right now, and I know we've got an acronym soup out there. Do you think in our lifetime, in our world, we'll ever see all of college rugby under one entity's umbrella?
Man, that's a tough one, because I'm a lot older than you. So
I'm 74.
USA's got to just fill the void. USA, just these other sports governing bodies come in with an iron fist. Bam, this is the way it's going down. We don't have, in my opinion, we just don't really have leadership. No leadership, no direction. our most valuable asset in the sport is college rugby. And we just let it flounder and let this group go here and this group go there and little fiefdoms here and there. And we give it two shits about each fiefdoms. You know, we want to find a way to get to the champion, get to the top of the mountain. Everybody's shooting for it at the same time.
No more fiefdoms.
Yes.
Right? We'll
That's
wipe
cool.
out the fiefdoms.
I'm down with that, man.
All right. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you 100%. 100%. Excellent. Thank you for taking your time, Coach. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me on.
And thank you for tuning in. Please check out our other segments. Please sign up for our weekly newsletter. And please, please, please join our Rugby Wrap-Up American Red Cross Blood Donor.